Hello everyone, welcome to another insightful episode of the Mindful Journey blog. I'm your host Ricardo. Today I am thrilled to announce an upcoming Q&A session focused on self-compassion and mindfulness. This is your chance to delve into these significant topics, so I encourage you to submit your questions. You can ask about anything from practical applications to personal experiences, or even about overcoming specific challenges. Remember, your questions help shape our discussions, so don't hesitate to share your thoughts. Before we dive into the Q&A, let's briefly discuss what self-compassion and mindfulness are. At its core, self-compassion is about treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we extend to others. It's acknowledging our own suffering, recognizing it as part of the human experience, and offering ourselves the soothing and comforting we need. On the other hand, mindfulness is about being fully present in the moment without judgment. It's about observing our thoughts, feelings, and sensations as they are, not how we wish them to be. It's a skill that allows us to respond rather than react to our experiences, providing us with a more balanced and clear perspective. When combined, these two concepts become powerful tools for personal growth and mental well-being. They enable us to navigate life's challenges with grace, resilience, and a sense of inner peace. Self-compassion and mindfulness are not about avoiding or suppressing our difficulties, but about meeting them head-on with kindness, understanding, and a grounded presence. They're about acknowledging our humanness, our imperfections, and the transient nature of our experiences. They shift our mindset from one of self-criticism and avoidance to one of acceptance and courage, allowing us to live more authentic, fulfilling lives. So, why is this important? Because we all struggle, we all suffer, and we all deserve compassion and understanding, most importantly from ourselves. Now that we have a basic understanding of these concepts, let's dive into your questions. Opening. Our first question comes from a thoughtful viewer who asks, how can I practice self-compassion when I'm constantly criticizing myself? This is a deeply relatable question. We often become our own worst critics, don't we? To tackle this, it's important to recognize these self-critical thoughts as they emerge. Realize they're not a reflection of your worth, but simply thoughts passing through. Then gently guide your focus towards kindness and understanding. Remember, every person makes mistakes. It's part of being human. So next time you find yourself being self-critical, try treating yourself as you would a dear friend. Offer yourself the same compassion and understanding. Now, let's move on to the second question. It reads, what's the connection between mindfulness and self-compassion? That's a great question. Mindfulness is about being present and accepting our experiences without judgment. It's through this lens of mindfulness that we can cultivate self-compassion. When we're mindful, we can notice our pain, our mistakes, and our self-critical thoughts without getting caught up in them. We can see them for what they are, fleeting and not defining our worth. Once we do this, we open the door to self-compassion. We can comfort ourselves, understanding that it's okay to be imperfect. This is how mindfulness and self-compassion are interconnected. I hope these responses shed some light on your queries. Remember, practicing self-compassion and mindfulness is a journey, not a destination. It's okay to take small steps and gradually build up your practice. And don't forget, it's okay to seek help if you're finding it hard to navigate this path alone. Great questions so far. Let's move on to the next ones. Continuing with our Q&A session, the next question is, how can I practice mindfulness in my everyday life? Mindfulness is about being present in the moment, fully experiencing your surroundings without judgment. It can be as simple as savoring your morning coffee, paying attention to the aromas, the warmth of the mug in your hand, the taste of the brew. Alternatively, it could be about taking a few deep breaths when you start to feel stressed or overwhelmed. Remember, mindfulness isn't about emptying your mind, but rather about focusing your attention. Now on to our next question. How can self-compassion help me cope with failure? This is a great question. Self-compassion is about treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding. we'd extend to a friend in a similar situation. When we fail, it's easy to fall into the trap of self-criticism. However, self-compassion allows us to recognize that failure is a universal human experience, not a personal shortcoming. It encourages us to be gentle with ourselves, acknowledging the effort we put in and the lessons we can learn from the experience. Consider this anecdote. Imagine you're learning to play the piano and you keep hitting the wrong notes. Instead of berating yourself, a self-compassionate approach would be to acknowledge that you're still learning, and it's okay to make mistakes. This shift in perspective can significantly reduce the stress and disappointment associated with failure, and can even motivate you to try again. Self-compassion is like a comforting friend who reminds you that it's okay to be human, to make mistakes, and to learn from them. It's a powerful tool for resilience and personal growth. I hope those responses were helpful. Let's proceed to the final round of questions. For the final part of our Q&A session, let's delve into 2 more thought-provoking queries. It's been a stimulating conversation so far, and I'm looking forward to continuing it. Our penultimate question comes from a curious mind who asks, how can I incorporate self-compassion into my daily routine? Well, one simple yet powerful way is through mindfulness meditation. Start your day with a few minutes of silence, focusing on your breathing and the present moment. As thoughts or feelings arise, instead of pushing them away, acknowledge them with kindness and understanding. This practice can help cultivate an attitude of self-compassion that you can carry throughout your day. Another technique is to use compassionate language with yourself. When you make a mistake or face a setback, instead of criticizing yourself, try speaking to yourself as you would to a dear friend. Remember, it's okay to be imperfect. We all are. It's these imperfections that make us uniquely human. Our final question for today is, what are some common misconceptions about mindfulness and self-compassion? A prevalent misconception is that mindfulness and self-compassion are forms of self-indulgence or navel-gazing. Quite the contrary, these practices are about developing a balanced and realistic understanding of oneself and one's experiences. They encourage us to confront our difficulties with courage and kindness, rather than avoidance or self-criticism. Another misconception is that these practices are about suppressing negative emotions. In fact, mindfulness encourages us to acknowledge all our emotions, both pleasant and unpleasant, without judgment. It's about experiencing our emotions fully, but not being controlled by them. Remember, these are not magic pills that will instantly solve all your problems. They are tools that, with regular practice, can help you navigate life's challenges with more grace and resilience. I encourage you to explore these ideas further, ask follow-up questions, or share your own experiences with self-compassion and mindfulness in the comments section. Engaging in these discussions can deepen our understanding and foster a supportive community. Those were some insightful questions, and I hope my responses were helpful. We'll continue this journey of self-discovery together in our next session. Until then, stay curious and compassionate. Before we wrap up, I'd like to share some additional resources for those who want to explore these topics further. Diving into the world of self-compassion and mindfulness is a journey that is as enriching as it is enlightening. And to help you along this path, there are a plethora of resources available. From books that offer deep insights to websites that provide practical tips, these resources can be your constant companions as you navigate your mindful journey. One book I highly recommend is Self-Compassion: The Proven Power of Being Kind to Yourself by Dr. Kristin Neff. It's a fantastic read that delves into the science of self-compassion, offering practical strategies to cultivate this powerful tool. For those interested in mindfulness, Full Catastrophe Living by Jon Kabat-Zinn is a seminal work that beautifully explains the concept and provides a comprehensive guide on mindfulness-based stress reduction. It's a must-read for anyone looking to incorporate mindfulness into their daily lives. In terms of websites, both mindful.org and selfcompassion.org are treasure troves of articles, guided meditations, and practical exercises. They offer a wealth of information that can help deepen your understanding and practice of mindfulness and self-compassion. If you're into podcasts, don't miss out on The Science of Happiness by the Greater Good Science Center at UC Berkeley. It explores research-tested strategies for a happier, more meaningful life, often touching upon themes of mindfulness and self-compassion. And finally, for guided meditation practices, the app Insight Timer has a vast library of free meditations led by renowned mindfulness experts. It's a great tool for both beginners and seasoned practitioners. Remember, this journey is a personal one, and these resources are simply tools to guide you. Choose what resonates with you and feel free to explore at your own pace. Thank you for joining me today. Remember to subscribe and share this video with others who might benefit. Your engagement truly makes a difference. Until next time, keep embracing the mindful journey.